Today we're going to be talking about a con man. No, not this type of con man. I'm talking about someone much, much greasier. A couple years ago, I made a video about the ancient YouTube channel Howcast and their blatantly irresponsible relationship advice. While researching for that video, I stumbled across an even more ridiculous series that, further cemented in my mind the belief that this channel deserved to be put down like a wounded horse. From the channel that brought you How to Have an Affair comes the new series, How to Perform Bar Bets, hosted by self-proclaimed notorious con man Simon Lovell.
Yes, I was allegedly a professional con man for 15 years. My nickname from the FBI was the Ghost because I could become anybody. Stand by for a rock and roll course in how to make a lot of money in any bar.
You see, although Simon possesses the charm of an old bowl of oatmeal, he still somehow displays James Bond level confidence as he shows our uncomfortable subjects a series of very unimpressive bar tricks they can use to make money and get free drinks off strangers. Simon boldly claims to have made a fortune by conning people out of their money through various bar bets, and is often very quick to brag about his winnings.
The prop guy can easily make $200,000 a year if he's a bit of a naughty boy. Could have been me, maybe. Allegedly.
Now, I for one, love money. The more of it I have, the more I can flex my designer watches. Now, if you happen to be a whore, then stick around for a crash course on how to be a weird little guy at a bar who ruins everyone's good time.
You have to know how to lure the mark into the bet.
Never trust a man with big Lincoln log shaped fingers. Let me tell you, those hands are made for two things: scheming and grasping.
The first thing you have to do is invade their body space.
Oh no, only 30 seconds in. Oh, what happened to my voice?
But if you reach out and shake somebody's hand, body contact has happened. You've broken that personal zone.
Got it. So he's just saying you should introduce yourself. I'm just not sure why he decided to verbalize it like he's fucking Lex Luthor.
Now ask them a question. You could say at an airport, oh, I arrived early for my flight, so I'm just sitting at the bar, gonna have a bite to eat. I think that's pretty cool.
Wow, what an enthralling conversation, Simon. I don't know, I guess I'm here eating a cheeseburger. My life gets pretty crazy sometimes, I don't know. Psych, there was no cheeseburger. It was a ruse. Now you must play my little game.
So now you start to socially mirror them. The moment they start to empathize with you, you own them.
Stop acting like you're the world's most devious supervillain. Brother, you have multiple bets in this series that just consist of you making people at a bar play basic math games. Calm down.
The difference is they like you. I don't like them. I just see them as a walking ATM machine. All I want is the contents of their wallet.
This guy is such a scumbag, and it's so strange that this channel had no problem platforming someone whose entire goal was to help you take people's money. They really just let anything fly back then, huh? Only on Howcast can I learn how to boil water, twerk, and overcome a crack addiction all in one place.
Then all you have to know is how much money's in their wallet. My technique, I used to dip the wallet, and I'd count the money, and then I'd drop the wallet on the floor behind them. And I'd say to the guy, oops, it looks like you dropped your wallet.
Sounds like you could just stop after that first step, right? I mean, you already have his wallet. That would save you a ton of time that could be spent, I don't know what people like you do on the weekends, but I assume you have some sort of death ray that needs tweaking. From here, we move on to the actual bar bet tutorials, which is where we meet our subjects, Peter and Jillian. Two poor saps who are paid a large sum of exposure to pretend Simon is the most charming, hilarious man on the planet, no matter how creepy he's being.
You may well lose your lady.
No, I won't lose my lady. We're gonna be drinking all night.
Oh, sorry, those fingers look so coarse. Now, after watching all 34 of these videos, I can confidently say that you absolutely should not perform 95% of these bets in real life. When the bets aren't painfully boring math games that would get you slapped out of your shoes if you tried them on strangers, they're usually not very creative and easy to avoid falling for with just a little bit of thought. Take the match toss bet, for example.
Can you just give me a minute? I've got to work this thing out for my kid. It's a science project they've got at school or something.
Well, what are you doing?
They wanted the kid to work out. Fred is his name.
Way to pick the most adult-sounding name for your imaginary child. Has anyone ever known a Fred that wasn't at least 25 years old? Also, sorry, your child was given a school assignment that involved playing with matches? What happened to being a master of blending in?
I'm getting a little bit of earthiness. Maybe some new French oak? What do you think, Neema?
Yeah, I'm getting hints of wine.
They wanted to work out whether the weight of the ink on one side of the match would affect the 50-50 throw of the match. And there was a guy in the bar who bet me that he could throw the match in the air and make it land on its edge.
On its side, wow.
The trick is just that he bends the match before tossing it so it lands on its edge every time. His tone before made it sound like he was gonna be pulling off like elaborate heists for lots of money, not these mundane party tricks. Now here's a trick where he bets that he can flip a penny and have it land on the side with Lincoln on it every time.
You could toss this coin for the rest of your life, and Lincoln will turn up every time. Do you know why? Lincoln is on both sides of the coin.
Oh, dude! Leave me alone. Next, we have the hat trick, where he bets on if he can drink a shot of tequila from under a hat without touching it. He pretends to sip something, tells Peter to pay up, and then takes the shot when he lifts up the hat to check on it. These kinds of tricks would maybe be cute if you were like a 4-year-old trying to impress your parents, but not when you're an 80-year-old skeleton in a suit talking to complete strangers. Also, I'm not implying that children should take shots of tequila. I mean, I feel like screwdrivers usually go down easier, but one of the most annoying ones is the mystery bet, where Simon claims he was sold an impossible object that has never been seen before. They bet money on whether or not he's telling the truth. Simon takes a peanut out of his cigarette box and cracks it open, cause I guess technically the nut hasn't been seen before. Okay, that's the whole trick. This is how he made upwards of $200,000 in 1 year, apparently. I'm not gonna go through every single bet because, as you can imagine, most of them are impressively stupid. One of them is literally just a game of who can touch the dollar first. An actual child could come up with these ideas. However, a small few of these bets are at least somewhat interesting, like using a cigarette to cut a lime or swapping a shot of whiskey and water without touching it, but sadly, most of the time, it's stuff like, can you name the president on the $10 bill? It's Alexander Hamilton. Duh. Hamilton was actually the Secretary of the Treasury. Ah, jeepers, you got me again. My favorite parts of these videos are when you can tell that the actors are actually just confused or uncomfortable.
The bet's on.
The bet's on.
Pony up some money.
Not only that, but sometimes Simon will keep a bad joke going for way too long, and you can slowly see Jillian run out of energy for fake laughs.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to tonight's game show where Jillian has taken on the challenge of doing 99 words without the letter A in them. This will be sensational, and thankfully the TV show isn't ponying up the money. Peter is ponying up.
Also, when these videos were being planned, I don't think the actor playing Peter was warned about how often Simon was gonna insult him throughout the shoot.
You look like you've been beaten up a few times by your young lady there, my friend. If you win the bet, you get all 3 shots. And as Peter is an alcoholic, he'll like that.
Like, he's being brutal, you know? At first, it's just a few light jabs, but it progressively gets worse and worse.
She's very smart.
Smart cookie.
Unlike you, who arrived on the little yellow bus.
Stick up for yourself, Peter. You're getting your ass handed to you by the damn crib keeper. I think it's because Simon's taking actual shots throughout the shoot and is getting, like, progressively more mean. That's what it seems like, at least, because eventually he starts getting really sloppy and starts to forget the names of his tricks.
That, my friends, is how you do. Alrighty.
Then he starts repeatedly joking about what a loser Peter is and keeps trying to steal his girlfriend from him. At this point, I stopped caring about the bets and was just fully invested in their horribly awkward dynamic.
That's why you go out with him. He's not good looking, but he's rich. I'm gonna take your woman, by the way. You do know that.
All right, we got one more video left, so let's see how this ends.
Here's a bet I'm gonna set up for you.
Okay. Where's Peter?
All you gotta do is pocket the 4 ball without touching the 12th ball.
What did you do to Peter? What did you do?
I can tell you how to pocket that red ball.
Oh my god, he used the death ray. I'm gonna be sick.
And I think that's worth a hug, don't you?
He's invading your body space.
The moment they start to empathize with you, you own.
I find these Howcast videos so interesting because they have over 22,000 videos on their channel, and the more I dig, the more ridiculous stuff I find. By the way, if you haven't seen my last Howcast video, I'll put a link in the description so you can check that one out as well. On that note, I've been watching a lot of Howcast special effects videos, so prepare to have your minds blown.